guys, welcome back to my videos. I am Untitled Chapter, and this video is going to be on the RHM. Now this is otherwise known as the Borsig, a tier 8 tank destroyer, and this is one of my favorite tanks at tier 8 in the game. Just because it's such a little pesky mobile tank, you're able to push it into positions, where it actually has an excellent camouflage rating and also very good traverse. So what you can do is you can put this tank in a situation, 200 meters away from heavy tanks, shoot them and pull around the corner and they can't hit you because you've backed up by the time they've turned their turret towards you. And you'll see some good examples of that in the next game I show. But it is just a really, really good tank. Now, unfortunately, the dispersion on this gun, even though it is a German tank, it is one of the least accurate German guns I can think of, the dispersion being .416. But it still brings out a pretty healthy damage per minute of 2400, which is pretty nice. Now, this is one of the few tanks which I do say run calibrated. I really, really would highly suggest it. It brings your heat pen up 33 to 367, making it pretty much that you can penetrate every single tank in the game, any angle, as long as you load heat. M6 experimental, no problem at any angle. You can penetrate that front plate easy. The thickest it can probably get is up to 320. So the heat on this gun will pretty much penetrate anything in the game. It's tier 10 heat penetration. The standard pen is only about 226. It's okay. It's not great, but it is 152 millimeter, which means it does find its way into tanks easier than a 100 millimeter would with 220 pen, for example. You can see here, loading HE, I'm going to wait for his side, and boom, 973. And that's what you're able to do in the RHM. It's just such a nice, nasty gun. You can see, I don't know how that guy's done that, but he's bounced me twice. I'm having people shooting me all over. And you can see this tank's just super quick. I was able to evade that T-34-1. And now I'm going to get some payback, high explosive right into the side of his tank, killing him. Now we have an AMX and a Helsing. AMX is not enough hit points for my liking anymore, and I know he's going to die either way. I know that the team will win no matter what. It's 7 versus 1 now. So I am just going to be rushing this Helsing. Get that lucky snapshot in. Yes, we do. 3,400 damage, and somehow we blocked 500. Don't ask how that happened. That is not normal for an RHM, but even if we hadn't have blocked it, we still would have survived. Now, don't get misleaded by the credits. I do have this tank permanently enriched, so probably would have lost credits this game. Ignoring the credits, though, still 3,300 damage. That was the first game I played in the tank today, best on the team. 5 shells, all 5 hit. I actually do find this gun to be quite accurate when you do actually sit still, you wait for it to aim in. It's very accurate in my opinion. Let's get stuck in that second replay, though. Now, this second replay is on Himmelsdorf, and usually Himmelsdorf is a very poor map for tank destroyers. Not as poor as Canyon. I think Canyon is the worst map for tank destroyers just because it's, it's just the worst medium spot you pretty much everywhere you're going. But ignoring Canyon, you can see I have pushed up into a pretty well-known tank destroyer spot, especially for this tank because it has a turret. I'm easily able to just sit still, wait for my accuracy to aim in, get that dispersion down, and slam my first shell into that T-26C4. Now, I just want to add that that tank was only 200 meters away, and he didn't spot me at all. Now, the average tank spotting distance is around like 250 meters, I'd say, so if I was in any other tank, I probably would have gotten spotted there, because that's, way less than 250 meters. But because it isn't, I didn't get spotted. That just shows you how good the tank is. But you can see he did get his revenge on me, and now I am going to be sitting in a different position. I saw that WZ turn around for that 49. That WZ really wanted to get him, so I'm going to take advantage to that. I just missed him there, but I know he's going to pull around the corner, and look at that. I am not spotted. He is 175 meters away. Until I shot, I did not get spotted by that tank, and that just shows you how good the camouflage rating is. You can be 175 meters from vehicles and still not be spotted until you shoot, which just gives you such a good advantage when you're trying to get away from vehicles. You can easily make your mind up on what you're going to do. You can see here, 49, get that shell right in, boom, 950 off him. He messes up that HE. We're just able to back up in time and easily slide right off that hill, WZ missing us. And again, you can see that the mobility on this tank just turns so quickly. Unfortunately, our WZ is going to be the next dead, but I'm going to slam a shell right in that E75 because at close ranges, this tank actually works really well. And that is what I'm getting at in this vehicle. This is not actually the best tank destroyer at far distances. When you run this vehicle, the best way to run it is actually at medium to close range, because you can see I've taken, I don't know, 1,300 hit points off that E75 now, and he has taken 0 off of us. And he wanted to snap us there, but this tank is so quick, it was able to outmaneuver him, snap him, and back up. And the dispersion doesn't matter at close ranges. I could easily kill that guy with an HE, but I knew we were going to lose this, so I just wanted to shoot somebody else. And luckily the 704 comes darting over this hill here, and I'm going to tap him for 640, but it's just kind of sad how the team did bad, I will say that. But really, the best way to run this tank is medium ranges, because you have such a good camouflage rating. You can go closer, you can pop out of the bush, snap the person, and back up quick enough to where they can't get the shell into you. And that is really how I like to run the tank, because you can see in both of these games I played, I was fairly aggressive. I was actually really aggressive. Even in this low, I was bottom tier in this match, and I was still super aggressive. And you can see me in total did more damage than my entire team added up, which is really embarrassing. You can see their team, all 3 of their tier 9s did best, and my tier 9s pretty much did the worst. But you can see 7 shells fired, 6 of them hit. I think the only one that missed was, the only one that missed was that HE, that T26. And again, that was a bit further distance. So when you're closer distance, your shells really don't miss, and your camouflage rating doesn't really matter because it's so good. You can easily just snap your shells and at 150 meters away behind a bush, not even be spotted, and you're fine. And that is why this is one of my favorite tanks. It's super fun, it's super maneuverable, it's really sneaky, and it gets people angry, and of course it gets that high explosive, and I am a big fan of high explosive. But in total, I really like the vehicle. Again, don't get misleaded by these credits. It is permanently enriched. It is not a great credit earner. It's about average for tier 8. But really, if you haven't picked up this tank, I really would suggest to pick it up. The tier 9 is very fun as well. The tier 10 I'm not a huge fan of. I don't like the grill that much, but in total, I think this is one of my favorite tier 8 tank destroyers in the game. Thanks for watching my video, though. If you did like it, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. I'll link my Discord in the description down below so that you can join that and send me your replays. Thanks for watching.